My name is Justin Kenyon and I am a junior, class of 2015. I am taking a class, Intro to Cultural Anthropology, and our final project is we have to do field work on a certain social, cultural topic and then really sort of examine it against other cultures. And so for me, I was doing video game addiction. And I figured, I'm in a suite of guys, it would be easy to get, data for it and to really study how it affects people. And then I also have friends who do video games, so I could also just ask them how much that they play, their habits, stuff like that. So the parameters that I set, well, first I had to sort of look at what constitutes video game addiction, at least in the American culture. I had to do some preliminary research just on how we constitute video game addiction and sort of what could come up, what I should look for, do they have emotional outbursts if they get mad, if they lose, and do they get mad, do they get sad, do they try blaming other people, do they not do a lot of schoolwork, how much time do they play versus their schoolwork or their social lives. But then that was another aspect of it, was also seeing the social interactions of it.
I thought I was going to log a moderate amount, considering that I'd recently picked up Skyrim, and also I'd recently gotten Need for Speed, which was, pretty good game.
I didn't put a lot of times on that sheet, but I put a lot of time in this room. The hypothetical hours that should be on that sheet from me are very high, although I think I only have maybe 10 hours on the sheet.
I set up a chart in our common room, and the guys were asked to fill out how long they played, if they played with anyone, what game they played, and what console they played. There were a lot of interesting trends. One, Skyrim is a really big player in our suite. I don't know why. I do think that video games come and go in trends. Some resurface, some don't.
I mean, I've known for a very long time that me and video games have a very loving relationship. We've known each other for a very long time, since I was 4. So I wasn't surprised by any of my data. I wasn't surprised by the fact that I played a lot of video games. I wasn't surprised that I sunk countless hours into the computer. What I was surprised about was how the time played changed when playing a game by yourself as compared to playing a game with others.
What I found really interesting was actually the multiplayer aspect of things that I was looking at, is that if you were 2 people in the same room and they were playing together and they were on the same team going towards the same objective, they tended to get along much better, and you found that they played for very long periods of time without getting mad and actually sort of joking around, having fun. Whereas I also found that if they were in the same room and they were playing on opposite teams going against each other, they tended to get mad at each other and they more aggression started to come out. Every man for himself. Damn it.
I've had many friends who just become so engrossed in video games, not even in just specific video games, but in video games in general. And people will often insist that my hand-eye coordination is better because of it. And I mean, maybe a little bit, but if you go outside and play a sport, I think it might improve a little bit more so.
I think addiction is a very strong word to use with anything. And the only time I personally believe addiction should be used is when you're addicted to something chemically.
A lot of people don't say addiction is the right word for it, because a lot of it is just, it's how you spend your time, and it all comes down to how much it affects your personal life.
Yes, ridiculous. That took forever.
That's why the docs are my favorite level.